Good morning, namaste, and welcome back to my channel. So in this vlog, I'm going to be bringing you 7 tips on how to travel in 2022 with little money or hardly any money. So people are now traveling post-COVID times. Maybe you're not in India, you're in a different country, but you think India's fairly cheap, so it's somewhere you would like to come. It could be that you're like me and you've been traveling for years and years in India and your money is really running out. It could be that you're resident in India, but you've perhaps had some problems with work and have less money now and wish to travel. Hence, I am bringing you this vlog. So tip number 1, very important, choose the correct location. So for example, now India is coming into its monsoon time. It's fine to come and have your holiday or your vacation here, but it's got to be the correct location. So for example, it's not a good time for the beach resorts because you can't go out and do anything and you do want to enjoy yourself. Another thing is I recently went to Rishikesh and it's very, very hot at this time of year. I have to pay to get to any sort of tourist attractions because of the way that Rishikesh is. It's extremely overcrowded, which isn't really very yogi and finding your peace and wanting to do your meditation. However, millions of yoga schools are operating, but it's difficult for me to walk to those schools because they're far out and ask for volunteering places, and I can't afford the yoga classes. So it wasn't suitable. So tip number 1, find somewhere suitable for the time of year. So I'm starting this video now, end of April. I think we're 27th, 28th of April, 2022. I am in Dharamshala. This is the correct location for the time of year. Yoga schools are up and running. There's plenty of volunteering opportunities at those places. We've even got things like waste vault warriors, so you can volunteer there because volunteering is something that you can do that fits with your budget. So yes, tip number 1, choose the correct location. Tip number 2, try and find somewhere where you can volunteer in exchange for free food, perhaps save some money on food, or if you want to do lots of volunteering, you can get a food and room included depending on where you volunteer and what you do. So I'll give you an example of my volunteering. So yes, I am volunteering at Sri Hari Yoga School. So with volunteering, I guess it depends what you want. So for example, I'll do writing like emails, a little bit of work for the website. I don't work many hours a day. In exchange for that, I get 3 meals a day. Some volunteers will get food and accommodation, but of course they work more hours and they have to be there on time to teach yoga classes, which I don't need to be. So basically, I've got full freedom because I don't actually have to stay at the school to do the work, although the school Wi-Fi is very good, so I do sometimes opt to do the work at school, but I can sit in any cafe and do the work. So of course there's no cash payment because it's volunteering, but I can tell you later on how I get cash. Of course, if I need cash for other things like medicines, or if I want to go out and have a cup of tea, or I want to go and see a new place and show it you all on the YouTube channel. So yes, I will show you that much a little bit later on. So it could be argued that if I can go to a dubba and get a dosa for 40 rupees and then get a Maggi for lunch for 15 rupees, it's very cheap. So why sign up and do volunteering at a yoga school? Well, the meals are nutritionally dense. For example, they serve things like tofu, spinach, salad items. So there's a lot of protein, there's a lot of vitamins, there's a lot of minerals. It's the chapati, so it's the correct form of carbohydrate. So I can stay really, really well within the yogic realm whilst living out here with hardly any money. So we're going to eat the rainbow for breakfast. See, we got some papaya, watermelon, we've got pineapple, yum. Served with a helping of Patanjali honey. So it's actually aloo parotha. It's actually aloo parotha. I think it might have methi in it as well. So methi, I think, very green, very high in protein. A nice savoury dish, really good. So, I'll try the fruit. Yeah, I have to admit, I prefer the fruit for breakfast. Ladies, how is your breakfast?
Super fine.
Super fine, super fine. Love it. So yeah, the students and the staff are all enjoying their breakfast. Aren't they a lovely bunch? Oh, bless them. Oh, bless them. So of course it's not just about getting food, it's about being part of a community. I've not really been around Westerners during the whole of the pandemic, but slowly they're coming back. We've got a few students, as you saw. So it's nice for me to have some community and not be lonely out here as well in the post-pandemic time. Tip number 4. Remote working. So as I was saying, I do the volunteering in exchange for my food, but when I need to pay my rent, then I will do some remote working. I am an online yoga teacher for women, and I'm currently teaching at a place called Ariantas. It's a cafe with a yoga studio, so that is just great. So what it is the place sometimes wants 30% of what you're earning, but there's a lot of flexibility. So basically, the yoga school, they don't really serve food to students Saturday afternoons and Sundays. They do to staff, so I can eat there. But it's nice to have a break from food at yoga school. So what I do is I buy my food at Ariantas at the weekends because they're allowing me to work here with my remote work of renting space for teaching yoga. Ariantas have this beautiful yoga room, so I can work in here. They also run their own classes here because they have yoga teachers working here too. And I can also work on their spectacular rooftop. So when I'm doing live sessions, I do private sessions on WhatsApp. The students that I teach can actually see the Himalayas. How lovely is this rooftop space? Beautiful mountain views on the rooftop here too. And I'm loving this side. Be happy next to these lovely plants. Be happy. So I do have a nice space here for my private classes. So as I was saying too, they also have yoga teachers here, but the thing is they've got enough yoga teachers because of course there's not as many customers because a lot of the international tourists love the yoga, but there's not enough of them yet at the moment, although they're coming back now. So there's no room for me to actually bring in tourists. I can only still work online with people from the UK. However, Ariantas don't have a reflexologist or a kids yoga teacher, and I can offer them both those services. But slowly as the tourists come back, I'm hoping I'll get more and more work here at Ariantas. It will start off slowly, if any at all. We'll need to advertise it on my Instagram, of course, and on my Facebook, and yeah, other social media sites to tell them that I am actually working in resort now, or trying to, shall we say. We're recording. This is Kaya. Hi, Kaya.
Hi.
Kaya's one of the owners here, and we're just making a kids yoga poster for me,
Yeah,
right?
For the classes.
For the classes here at Ariantas.
Nice.
Which one's this one, Kaya? Is this kids yoga?
So that's art lessons, but obviously we can change that, and like we can just put some nice 2 pictures, and like yeah, you have the place for the info, like the timings and like some of your contacts. So,
Awesome.
So we have 2, and yeah, we can either start with this one or the orange one.
I like that one for the kids yoga. That's awesome, because what it is we're working on reflexology and kids yoga posters at the moment, right? So as you can see from our answers, I'm working online as a yoga teacher for women, and I'm also hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be working in resort as well with the posters. So as you can see, my money is pretty limited because I haven't got much in the way of customers. They're now back at yoga studios, a lot of them, and of course we're still lower season, so they're not quite in resort. So the way to manage money is to stay a long time in one place and get longer term accommodation, because the rates start to deflate the longer that you stay. So that is the next tip, is get yourself longer term accommodation. So I will do the room tour for you. So I have a step with a chair. I've just got my sarong drying, and then I share the patio with other people. And then we'll just go into the room. As you can see, there's a nice bed. That's 2 single beds joined together actually, but it's really, really nice. And then over on this side, we've got storage space for the suitcases, rucksacks, water bottle. Now that water bottle, I've lost 2 water bottles. I've lost my steel one and my copper one. So I need to get another one to stop drinking out of plastic. So yeah, nice bed. We do need the blankets. It's cold at night. And then just above my bed, we've got the light switches. I can plug my phone in. So all good. We've got the full length mirror. It's always handy to have a full length mirror. Sorry, another plastic bottle there. So the storage on the table for clothes, and also here. So perhaps don't bring too much with you because storage is limited. So there we go. And in the bathroom, toilet area with shower. Hot water is great. It's 24 hours a day and it's hot. But you can opt for a bucket bath, but I tend to wash my clothes in there. The most amazing thing about having this room is the view of a mountain. I've got this window next to the bed, and look at that view. Wow. So I wake up to a hot shower and a view. Beautiful. So as I said earlier, this room is on long-term rent. I can't say how much it is because a lot of these sort of like things are confidential, more for longer term people. What I can say, it will be about 500 rupees per night, which is £5 a night if you're staying for maybe up to 1 week. But the longer you stay, the more and more it reduces. And because the landlords here know that I'm working at the school, I have got a very, very good rate for this room. So yes, another tip, stay longer term, you will pay less. So that doesn't mean that you can't go off travelling, because as I was saying, Manali's nearby, you've also got Shimla nearby, there's lots to see and do in this area too. And especially if you're volunteering somewhere, or you've, like me, you've got a cafe that you run your yoga sessions in, so you're working online but need to be more present sometimes with yoga. It's good to live in one place. That's what I did when I was in Gokana as well. So tip number 4, get out in nature. Nature is free. There's waterfalls, there's trails, there's all sorts in Dharamshala. You can even do things like get a bus to Shimla or Manali. Getting the bus is cheap. Get out in nature. nature, the mountainous nature in Dharamshala, just so beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, in terms of doing things like getting to the waterfall in Bagsu and taking buses to places like Manali and Shimla, I will do them myself and then show you how it's done. So, tip number 6, go out for a luxurious cup of tea. Yes, how do those things sound logical? Well, in India, it costs 50 rupees for a nice pot of green tea in Raku's, which is one of my favourite cafes, and the ambience is absolutely gorgeous. India is really cheap, so you can enjoy some luxuries sometimes, much more so than you can in perhaps your home countries if you're from the West. So for 50 rupees you get a good sized teapot and a nice cup, and this cup does have a handle. So, in a lot of places in India, they serve the tea out of metal cups. I've actually got a decent cup and a decent saucer in a luxury cafe. How nice is this cafe? So yes, 50 rupees for my cup of tea, which is about 50p or around about 75 cents dollars-wise. So very cheap, and it's such an extravagant place. So you can have your luxuries if you're travelling on the cheap whilst you're in India. So, I've met a friend in Raku's. What's your name?
Praveen.
Praveen, nice to meet you, Praveen. Where are you from?
Planet Earth.
Planet Earth. Bless him, bless him, bless him. Nice time in Raku's?
Every moment is nice.
Every moment. Isn't he lovely? Isn't he lovely? Enjoy your day.
Absolutely, it's my responsibility to do that.
Take care, bye.
Bye.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Manjeet.
Manjeet. Are you having a nice time in Raku's?
Yes.
Are you remote working there with your laptop? You're remote working, I think.
तो क्या तेरी भावना बता, मैं बताता हूँ। तो मुझे हिंदी में बता। ये बंदे बोल रहे तो लैपटॉप के साथ काम कर रहा है, क्या कर रहा है? और एग्जैक्टली अभी क्या कर रहा है? लैपटॉप के साथ बैठ के।
काम करो?
काम कर रहे हो, मजा कर रहे हो। काम में आराम है काम है। ऐसे दे देते। So what he's saying, you know the answer. He said that our work is rest. Our rest is work.
Rest is work. Love it. Love it. Okay, and tip number 7, why not have some banana cake whilst you're here in the cafe? Look at that amazing banana cake. Yum! They heat it, it tastes superb. It's early in the morning and they've already sold a slice. It's that good. That vegan banana cake looks amazing, and it's 90 rupees a slice. But to keep the payments down, you can share it with a friend, which will be about 45 rupees, plus your cup of tea, 95 rupees. So that is under £1 in UK pounds, and round about $1.50 USD dollar-wise. So yes, why not? Why not share your food? That's what the Indians do. We can learn from them on money-saving tips. So just to recap on the 7 tips. Tip number 1, choose accommodation in an appropriate place. So for example, if it's summertime, go to the Himalayas. If it's wintertime, go to the coast here in India. Tip number 2, try and get yourself some volunteering in exchange for food, because you will save some money. Not only that, you'll be part of a community, and that's just really nice post-COVID times, post-pandemic, to be part of a community and with people and travelling with people. So tip number 3 is try and do some remote work and try and do some in-resort work if there's enough tourists to do your in-resort work. Tip number 4, go for longer term accommodation. So that's links actually with tip number 1, because if you choose the appropriate place, your accommodation will kind of slot into that. Because, for example, when I was in Rishikesh, it wasn't appropriate for the time of year. My roof made the room very, very hot, no matter how long the fan was on for. And also cost-wise, I had to get transportation like bikes and jeeps to go to waterfalls, and I couldn't afford it. So again, they link because you need to stay there longer term, so it's got to be the correct location for the time of year to have rent for the longer term, a room and rent for the longer term. Because again, the longer you have it, the lower your rent will be. With tip number 5, get out in nature. So where I am now is the Himalayas. Go and do a trek in the Himalayas. That'll just be absolutely amazing. It's free and it's something amazing to do. Wow, trekking in the Himalayas. And just go out and see the beautiful mountains and the nature. Why not? Tip number 6, if you want to treat yourself, go out for a cup of tea. And again, you can get a place, a luxurious cafe like Raku's, and just 50 rupees for a cup of tea, because India is very cheap. And tip number 7 is if you are going out for tea and cake, perhaps share your cake with a friend, and then you can keep your bill under 100 rupees. So I hope this was very, very helpful for you indeed, this video, and I hope it was really informative. We've really got to get the information out there about the reality of travelling post-pandemic, and also how amazing it can be, how adventurous it is, and how resourceful you really need to be if you have got no money or hardly any money. So you know the drill. If you liked the video and you found it informative and really fun and helpful at the same time, then give it a like. And for more information and for places to go, please subscribe to the channel. I'm very grateful for subscriptions. If you do your bell notification, you'll never ever miss a video from me. So I think I'll end the vlog here today. Thank you all very much for watching. Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Namah Shivaya, kisses, mwah, and see you on the next vlog. Bye for now.